Hong Kong, the Pearl of the Orient, a city known for safety, efficiency, wealth, and iconic skyscrapers. But in November 2025, that pearl cracked. A fire tore through Wang Fuk Court in Tai Po, a government-built, government-subsidized housing estate where nearly 5,000 people lived. By nightfall, the Pearl of the Orient was watching its own reflection turn black. This wasn't just a fire, it was a warning. The estate was wrapped in bamboo scaffolding and flammable green renovation netting. On November 26, 2025, around 2:50 p.m., a spark landed. The net burned, the bamboo burned, and flames climbed the towers like a firestorm. 7 blocks were engulfed. At least 128 people died. Many more remain missing. Hong Kong hadn't seen devastation like this in decades. Here is the part that breaks your heart. Residents had been complaining about fire hazards from the renovation works for more than a year. They worried about the scaffolding, the materials, the blocked areas. The official response? This building is low fire risk. This is where the story starts to turn from tragic accident into political problem. Because if residents warned people and departments looked at the same scaffolding, the same mesh, the same renovation plan, and still signed off on it, then we're not just talking about flames. We're talking about a system that didn't listen. People trusted the system. The system failed them. Wang Fuk Court was built in 1983, old, tired, and long overdue for upgrade. A massive 330 million Hong Kong dollars renovation plan was proposed. But instead of the government covering the cost, residents were asked to pay thousands of dollars each. Many were elderly. Many were low income. Some simply could not afford it. Some protested. Some delayed payment. And the renovation still went ahead, with bamboo scaffolding, flammable green netting, and cheap exterior materials, all while thousands of families were still living inside. Test cutting became life cutting. And here's where the tragedy becomes even clearer. In Singapore, when an old HDB block needs upgrading, the government steps in with the Home Improvement Program, HIP. Heavily subsidized, tightly regulated, and designed so owners never face sudden 5-figure renovation bills. Upgrading is coordinated, safety is centralized, and standards are strict. Elderly and low-income residents are protected, not burdened. But in Hong Kong, HOS homeowners had to fight, argue, collect funds, and depend on a renovation project that balanced cost with safety, or chose cost over safety. 2 cities, 2 public housing systems. One protects its people, one left its people wrapped in bamboo. Survivors say the fire alarms never rang. Smoke poured into stairwells. People opened their doors and saw only darkness and heat. There were no refuge floors, no modern smoke extraction systems, no upgraded fire corridors, because the building was simply too old. Firefighters pushed upward through collapsing bamboo, melting windows, and burning debris. One firefighter never made it out. Many others risked their lives just trying to reach trapped residents. This wasn't a modern high-rise fire. This was a 1980s structure facing a 2025 catastrophe. And the contrast becomes painful when you look at Japan. In Japan's public housing, even in older estates, fire safety is treated like a sacred rule. Every block has strict compartmentalization, clearly marked smoke-proof rooms, multiple fire doors, and refuge areas designed to keep residents alive until rescue teams arrive. Renovations there require certified materials, metal scaffolding, and safety audits that can shut down a project instantly. Japan builds for earthquakes, fires, typhoons, every possible scenario. Their buildings assume the worst, and because of that, they prevent it. But in Hong Kong, families in Wang Fuk Court were living in a building designed decades before today's safety standards existed, without mandatory retrofits, without refuge floors, and without alarms that worked when the city needed them most. Two countries, two aging public housing systems, one prepared for disaster, one was caught in it. Then, police quickly arrested renovation directors and engineers for suspected negligence and manslaughter. The anti-corruption agency launched investigations. Questions spread faster than the flames did. Who approved the renovation plan? Why were dangerous materials used? Why was an old government-built estate upgraded cheaply? Why were warnings ignored? And in the days that followed, something even more suspicious happened. Contractors at other renovation sites across Hong Kong quietly began dismantling their green nets. Not for safety, not for maintenance, but to avoid getting caught using the same flammable materials. Whole scaffolding sections vanished overnight. Some workers said they were told to clean up before investigators arrive. Others claimed they were ordered to remove evidence, not hazards. It felt less like a city fixing its problems and more like a city hiding them. This wasn't an accident. This was a chain of failures. For decades, Hong Kong proudly called itself the safest, most efficient city in Asia, the Pearl of the Orient. But the fire exposed a truth more painful than the smoke. When public housing ages, when maintenance is delayed, when safety is treated as optional, even the safest city can burn. Other cities, Singapore, Japan, South Korea, use strict rules, modern materials, and centralized funding to prevent tragedies like this. Hong Kong relied on bamboo, old designs, and resident-funded repairs. This fire showed the world the price of that choice. The people of Wang Fuk Court never asked for politics. They just wanted safe homes. But the fire turned their estate into a symbol of ignored warnings, of old buildings left behind, of decisions made without thinking of consequences. Hong Kong can rebuild the walls. It can replace the scaffolding. It can hold people accountable. But trust is harder to rebuild. And many residents couldn't help wondering, if this happened in South Korea, would the president have stepped down? If it happened in Japan, would the prime minister have apologized and resigned? In those countries, political accountability is often expected after major public tragedies. In Hong Kong's Beijing-aligned system, resignations are rare and accountability is distant. And for the Pearl of the Orient, this fire is a reminder. A city isn't defined by its skyline. It's defined by how it protects the people who live under it.
Thank you for watching Pastcast, where the past echoes through today. If you enjoyed the satire, scrolls, and scandals, like, subscribe, and ring the bell before the next empire falls.